Donald Trump could have gotten reporters killed with a stunt that he pulled. And he doesn't give a damn because he doesn't care about anybody but himself or people that are just convenient to care about. Let me explain what took place here. Donald Trump publicly climbed aboard Air Force One. Remember, Air Force One is any plane the president is on, but we're talking about the presidential 747. There's two of them, plus now there's the Qatari one. But okay, Donald Trump climbed aboard what was believed to be the Air Force One that would be transporting him. He did it in front of the cameras, but he didn't fly on it, okay? Instead, Trump was secretly removed in a catering truck and placed aboard a different plane, while reporters kept traveling on the plane they believed Trump was on, despite the fact that the whole reason for this was fear of an attack against that plane meant to assassinate Donald Trump. There are two stories here. Number one, Trump's increasing obsession with being killed, being assassinated. That's number one. And number two, just the total disregard for the value of the lives of others. Now, we have good reporting about this from the Washington Post. American intelligence apparently received a threat that groups connected to Iran might try to shoot down Donald Trump's plane. Trump had just been at the NATO summit. This was several weeks ago. This was in Turkey. Turkey is close to Iran. Security officials believed, listen, the danger here is serious enough that we need to do a deceptive act. So Trump got on Air Force One in full view of the cameras. The attention shifted. He was bundled into a catering vehicle, driven to another aircraft, flown to Britain under a different call sign. And the reporters that routinely travel with the president believed Trump was on Air Force One. And this is like the key detail about how terrible a person Trump is and about how disgusting this administration is. If Air Force One was being used to convince potential attackers that Trump was on board, the journalists and the White House personnel traveling on that plane unknowingly became part of the deception. Human shields maybe is the harshest interpretation, and maybe we just say, well, unwitting decoys. Unwitting decoys is difficult to dispute. The operation involved an astonishing calculation. Air Force One is designed to survive emergencies. It has some of the most advanced defensive technology available to planes anywhere on this planet. The replacement aircraft reportedly didn't have any of that stuff. And so moving Trump might have made him harder to locate, but it potentially made him more vulnerable if attackers had discovered the ruse that was going on. And of course, there was also a risk that anyone reluctant to attack Air Force One directly might be more willing to attack a less protected plane if they found out that Donald Trump was on that plane. So is Trump's fear of assassination irrational? It's not irrational. I mean, listen, any president of the United States is a target. That's without a doubt. Trump did survive an assassination attempt in Pennsylvania. There are other people who have been planning to kill Donald Trump, and there are people who plan to kill every president. And I believe that intelligence agencies did believe that they had a credible threat. That all can be true. But the specific precautions that a president operating inside an atmosphere of extraordinary fear would be taking don't seem to necessarily line up with all of Donald Trump's behavior. Trump has spent a decade, I don't know, building this image of complete and total strength. He's the strongest. He's fearless. He's a dominant guy. He's uniquely capable of imposing his will on other countries. No one would dare cross him. And behind that very performative behavior, Trump's security operation reportedly concluded that the world's most recognizable airplane is too dangerous for Donald Trump to use. And the political contradiction I find to be even sharper because the threat reportedly came from Trump's own conflict with Iran. Trump has precipitated the circumstances in which he is increasingly worried about being taken out, being assassinated, through an ill-advised war that was supposed to take 2 or 3 weeks starting on February 28th and it's basically mid-August at this point in time. So the master, the supposed master of strength and control, was secretly driven away with the catering supplies, while reporters unwittingly sustained the illusion that Donald Trump was aboard Air Force One. Now, imagine for a second that something happened to Air Force One and Trump wasn't on it, but all of those reporters were. Do you think Trump would genuinely feel bad about that? I really don't. And it is such a we know he is not a big fan of the free press. And I don't mean the free press like Barry Weiss. I mean like a free press. But this is a new low even for Donald Trump. And so I don't even dispute that Trump has legitimate reasons for fearing an attack. If he was briefed on that, then that's completely legitimate. This operation shows what fear has done to him into secret aircraft, elaborate deceptions, putting reporters and White House staff at risk. Like, if it's dangerous enough for Trump to be flying on Air Force One, isn't it dangerous enough for anybody to be flying on it? It's absolutely terrifying. And it's just a reminder, after I did this segment, I believe it was last week, maybe it was late the week before, about just wait until they go after Barron, especially if Barron is subpoenaed or any of these investigations that some Democrats are talking about happen. Trump is going to absolutely lose it. And people wrote in and they said, no, David, what are you talking about? Trump doesn't care about anybody but himself. He doesn't care. Even if Donald Trump doesn't personally care about some of these people, Trump would see the persecution or investigation of Barron or Melania as disrespect to him. How could Trump be the alpha if they are willing to investigate his wife or kids? That's why it would trigger Trump, not because he cares deeply about those people. And he certainly doesn't give a damn about the press corps, that's for sure. Just unbelievable behavior. Thanks for watching. Check out this other video. And if you like our content, make sure to subscribe so YouTube puts our videos in your feed, and subscribe to the podcast on Spotify and Apple.